Hey, welcome back to Planet Hex Review Time. I'm Andrew Hawnt. This is the short videos I put out in the week, where I do a couple of them at a time of reviews of movies or things I have discovered for the first time or revisited. This is actually the third one of these this week because I'm following up last night's review of Romancing the Stone with Jewel of the Nile, the other half of this box set, which was 50p from a charity shop. I love 50p purchases, can't go wrong there. So Jewel of the Nile carries on not long after Romancing the Stone. And we've got Michael Douglas, we've got Kathleen Turner, and we've got a returning Danny DeVito. So it covers the period after Romancing the Stone. They've had the happy ending, you know, they've beaten the bad guys, they've got what they needed, they got what they wanted out of life, and the cracks are starting to show a little. When Kathleen Turner's character gets an opportunity to go off to Egypt and write a biography of a certain person, along the way, of course, there is action, there is intrigue, there is mystery, there are twists and turns involving the Jewel, as mentioned in the title. Danny DeVito's character is again after them for revenge for what they did to him in the first movie, and to try and get some of the old green. And it's a fun film, but is it as good as Romancing the Stone? Now, Romancing the Stone had all the joy of getting to know these characters and meeting them for the first time and seeing them build that relationship, and that was part of the fun of that movie, watching their two worlds collide, of the novelist and the adventurer being chased by all these people. And with Jewel of the Nile, it is still fun, it is still a really good movie, but it does pale somewhat in comparison to its predecessor. And that's a shame, because they're both really good movies, but when compared to Romancing the Stone, it's lacking a little bit of something. And I think what it is lacking is that mystery between the two characters, because they already know each other, they're already familiar with each other. I think it takes a little bit away from the enjoyment of it. It's still fun. That's having said that, it does take a bit away from the enjoyment. It is still a really good movie, and is way better than a lot of action comedy type films of the era. But it's not quite as good as Romancing the Stone, but it is really good to see these characters back together and doing their thing that they did so well in the first movie. I'm glad they didn't do a third. I don't think a third movie in this series would have worked at all. I know Michael Douglas moved on to other things not long after that, with things like Wall Street and so on. And it just got Fatal Attraction, that's what I was thinking of. And it just got kind of difficult with how he was perceived, in order to see him just as an action hero after that sort of era. So I'm glad that they didn't go for a third movie in this series, because I don't think it would have worked. I think it would have been a case of diminishing returns, and just not as great as the predecessors could have been. But Jewel of the Nile, it is still worth watching, very much so. It's like, you know, Raiders of the Lost Ark, it's fantastic. Temple of Doom, meh. It can be argued that Raiders of the Lost Ark is better. It's the same thing here. You've got the originality of the first one, all the excitement and the build-up of that, and the eventual payoff. With Jewel of the Nile, you've got less of the build-up. There is tension between the characters. Yes, there is more action. There's more adventure. There's some great set pieces, and it's got all the it's got all the payoff that you would want from a film of this era, but it does not have the same longevity or stamina of the first film. It is enjoyable though, and at 101 minutes, it's not too long. It's not overtly long, so it's not a wasted viewing experience at all. So Jewel of the Nile, not as good as Romancing the Stone, but still damn fine. This is Planet Hex Review Time, the short version of the Planet Hex show where I do reviews, and you can find out the full-length episodes of Planet Hex each weekend right here on this channel. So please do like and subscribe. Leave a comment. What do you prefer between Romancing the Stone and Jewel of the Nile? Please do let me know, and why. That's important. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Andrew Hawnt.